Welcome back to 15 Lane Stock Game Week 29 review show. We are going to talk about all the games that happened in the midweek as the title race, top 4 and relegation battle are all taking shape. You understand? We saw Liverpool, Manchester United, Aston Villa and Manchester City drop points, and on the other hand we saw Chelsea getting back to their winning ways and Arsenal going 7 points clear in the title race. Let's go! Wolves versus Liverpool. Wolves 2, Liverpool 1. Some of the biggest talking points going into this game. We saw Wolves put a dent in Liverpool's top 4 hopes. You understand? Remember, in our previous show on this channel of Game Week 29, we said, are we going to see Wolves put a dent in Liverpool's top 4 charge, as it did the same thing to Arsenal and Aston Villa, and the dream came true? You understand? Wolves did that. And on the other hand, Salah was back on the score sheet for Liverpool after 10 games. The goal drought is over, as Liverpool will still keep fighting for top 4. You understand? Remember, Liverpool missed a chance to close the gap on Manchester United. If they had won against Wolves, all of us, we thought that since if you go back head to head, Liverpool has been dominating this fixture. So we thought that Liverpool, this is their chance to close the gap on Manchester United, who were going to play Newcastle. You understand? And we knew like Manchester United versus Newcastle, maybe United will drop some points and Liverpool will capitalize on this. And also on the other hand, we thought Liverpool will capitalize on Chelsea versus Aston Villa, who were also going head to head, but Wolves came out on top in this game. You understand? On the other hand, we saw that clearance from Cody Gakpo stopping Liverpool from scoring the first goal in this game, and a few moments later things turned in the favor of Wolves, which led to the Liverpool's loss. You understand? And this was another game where the 90-minute cars still haunt Liverpool. You understand? Liverpool has now lost like 5 games in the 90th minute, and this is one of them. The title 4 hopes are still on their strings. Aston Villa versus Chelsea. Aston Villa 1, Chelsea 4. Some of the biggest talking points in this game. Remember, in our previous show when we came here, we said this is one of those high-stakes games. Both teams had to bounce back to their winning ways, as both teams respectively had lost their local London derbies. You understand? So they had to meet here to fight for the European position and also cement their positions in the top 4. You understand? But Chelsea came out on top in this fixture as they won 4-1 at the Villa Park. You understand? One of the most impressive players since Liam Rafinha took over Chelsea is Joao Pedro. He scored a hat-trick in this most important game of Chelsea. You understand? And remember now, Liam Rafinha has only lost to Arteta since he took over Chelsea, and in the Premier League plus the domestic league cups. You understand? Liam Rafinha helped Chelsea to get back to their winning ways. You understand? Now Villa have lost in back-to-back games, affecting their top 4 race. Now they are back in the mathematics of fighting for the top 4. Brighton versus Arsenal. Brighton 0, Arsenal 1. Some of the biggest talking points in this game. We saw Arsenal go 7 points clear in the title race. It was going to be a very, very hard game, as we mentioned in our preview show. You understand? Brighton has always been giving Arsenal hard time when they face. It has not been an easy fixture for Arsenal at all. Last season, both teams shared points, both home and away, but this season Arsenal has managed to get all the 6 points away from Brighton. And in this game, we saw Saka reach a milestone of 300 games for Arsenal, and we ended up also scoring that winning goal for Arsenal. That helped Arsenal to secure all the 3 points in the title race. The 3 points may be very, very vital for Arsenal going ahead into the title race. You understand? The game was not easy, but Arsenal managed to get all the 3 points. Manchester City versus Nottingham Forest. Manchester City 2, Nottingham Forest 2. You understand? Some of the biggest talking points in this game. We saw Manchester City drop points in a crucial game. Remember, we have only 8 games left to go with the game in hand for Manchester City. That makes 9. This is a time where every point counts, every minute counts, no room for error. Everything has to be perfect. But Manchester City went ahead and let Nottingham Forest get back into that game. Antonio Semenyo, the signing of January. Remember now, Antonio Semenyo has scored 16 goals this season. You understand? Since he joined Manchester City, he has been firing. You understand? And Brighton and Nottingham Forest came back and equalized to 1-1. Manchester City went ahead to 2-1 by the help of Rodri, and Nottingham Forest went ahead to make a comeback to tie the game 2-2. You understand? Remember, I told you right now, relegation battle teams, if you go down and check on those fixtures, relegation battle teams, each point also matters right now. We saw Nottingham Forest against Liverpool last week. Liverpool just survived, but Nottingham Forest dominated that game. You understand? So Nottingham Forest came in this fixture also hoping at least to get a point, since each point matters at this point. You understand? They want to stay in the Premier League, so they will take every point that matters in any game. You understand? And on the other hand, Murillo's clearance, that last minute clearance, I think that's the clearance that helped Arsenal to go 7 points clear. Savio thought he had won it for Manchester City, but Murillo intercepted that ball. He anticipated the ball and then intercepted it to make sure that Nottingham Forest a point at the Etihad Stadium. Newcastle United versus Manchester United. Newcastle 2, Manchester United 1. Some of the biggest talking points in this game, as we mentioned in our preview show, Newcastle is coming back. Newcastle is going in this game hoping to bounce back to their winning ways. But we knew the game was not going to be easy for both teams, both Manchester United and Newcastle. Each team had to fight to see they secured the 3 points. But at the end of the day, Newcastle dominated the fixture. First whistle to the last whistle. You understand? We saw some red card there, controversy, whereby Jacob Ramsey was given a red card, and yet he had not appealed even for the penalty, but the ref decided to give him a red card, and this red card would have affected Newcastle's chance of winning the game, but they ended up winning the game. You understand? We saw Newcastle end Michael Carrick and Manchester United's unbeaten run. Since Michael Carrick had taken over Manchester United, they had not lost a single game. But now, is the reality going to check in for Manchester United at this moment in time? Are they going to fold under pressure under Michael Carrick and they miss out on Europe? You understand? Just remember, in this moment, 9 games left, 9 games to go. Each point matters, each game matters. You understand? From relegation battle, top 4, and the title race, each game matters.